Yeah, hopping about, hey? Hopping about. No, I'm actually sitting quite still. But now, a new South African film that premieres next week, Friday, called Zama Zama, takes on real issues involving the mining industry in South Africa, and it stars some of the most prolific names in the local film industry and promises to be a must-see. Take a sneak peek at this.
When two estranged brothers meet.
Amalgam, it's unrefined gold. Our job is to make sure that it doesn't get to the surface.
It is like two ends of the same string.
That's a mistake on another really success because
Life and death.
ukhona lo ngifunayo ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi ubani.
Secretary says he's gone for a few days, but they don't know where.
Yabona la emgodini egumile lemnyama akunayihlo akunayinyoka. Mathuzana kuzocaca nje ukuthi indoda ayiqobo noma cha.
Awusini.
Sacrifice is the rebirth.
Now, the film is a personal narrative of two brothers, Malcolm and Joseph, both involved in the mining industry, and it plays off against the tension of the mine's punitive actions against illegal miners. Now, in our studio this morning, we have one of the lead actors, a man well known for playing the villain in the Academy Award-winning film Mr. Presley Chweneyagae. It's so good to see you, man, after such a long time. My mom was actually asking me about you the other day. Where's Presley? What's going on with him? And here you are. You've been a very, very busy man involved in a whole host of things. Let's talk about this film. Premieres next week, Friday, right?
Yes.
Zama Zama.
Yes.
You are one of the brothers in the story. What exactly is the plot there?
I think the film itself is based on illegal mining, but above that it's based on a particular story about brotherhood, it's a human story, it's not a political story, but it's based on illegal mining, and it's something that's very relevant at the moment in our country. I mean, there's just been a couple of guys that were stuck in Northern Cape recently that were mining illegally. So I think it identifies with the workers and the people that wake up to make wage. And I think every South African should see it.
So let's talk about the real challenges that you faced in shooting this film. Not only in the preparation, we'll talk about that now, but shooting the film, you shot this underground in an actual mine shaft. Tell me about some of the challenges there.
I think there are greater challenges in that, in the sense that, you know, like you're shooting underground, literally, it's not like a built set. And you
so
can't
it's really
take...
actually dangerous.
Yes, it's really actually dangerous. But in a sense, you have those guys that have been involved in mining for a very long time, who help you with the safety precautions and stuff. I remember when we started shooting, they actually took us, you know, to orientate us underground and stuff. And the safety precautions that you must always wear a helmet, you know, that kind of stuff. But obviously you can't go in with a bigger crew with... So it was quite challenging. I mean, you're spending like something like 8 hours literally walking like this.
8 hours in a mine shaft?
Yes,
wow.
Yes, a day. And that's just like, probably like for 4 weeks. Yeah.
How does that affect the way that you play your character? I mean, if you're working for the entire duration of the shoot, underground 8 hours a day, and you're actually thinking about the constant danger that's around you, how does it affect your performance?
It doesn't affect, literally, especially in the sense of artistry, because you must also get the environment to work for you, and that really affects actually how you prepare for the scenes and where you are at the time. And it's an action drama. Sometimes we pacing, sometimes we slow. Also, like if you have a running scene in the tunnel.
A running scene in a mine shaft, wow. Okay, that's something you probably told at Miners 101, do not do that.
Yeah.
And there you guys were running in there.
Yes, we're running in there because we try to make the best of what we can provide.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, like you say, you guys were taken through all of the safety measures, so your safety was not in question there. But I mean, we were reading a story this morning about what's really happening out there right now at the Lonmin mines, these strikes. And so, I mean, obviously, that kind of must have played a role in your preparation and as well when you address real things happening right now. How did you go about preparing for this role?
Well, I'd just like to say, like, the story is a human story, as I said
Yes.
earlier on. So it's not really based on politics or unions or whatnot. But I'm actually saying that you must make stories that identify with your own people, in a sense that when they see a story or they look at a character, they can identify with themselves, so that they see and realize that it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to fight all the time.
Yes.
So I'm basically saying, from the same story that you're relating to, that we could find peace in way of negotiations, just the way we moved into this democracy, without being political. I'm an artist, remember that.
Terms and conditions apply. But did you actually take a chance to, let's say, speak to, minors, people involved in this kind of situation?
We're lucky enough to have an executive producer. His name is, I call him Lucas.
Lucas, yeah.
Yes, yes. He's a great guy. He's the one that committed his own finances into this whole project and stuff. And he's actually from a background of mining, so he speaks Fanaka law. I'm telling you about a Boru old guy that, a black small boy like me, you get intimidated and think, oh, what. So I'm saying we're moving forward very slowly, but we're integrating in slow measures. Yeah.
And what did you learn from these people? I mean, obviously, being able to speak to them, find out about their situations. What did you learn about, their circumstances?
I got so lucky enough to read in one of the publications. I read about this illegal mining stuff, and it's a different world, really, because the stuff that we did in the movie is based on reality.
Yeah.
And it's a bit fictional, but the literal stuff of doing stuff. It really takes you to a certain world that you do not know. You might be calling Kumbule Kaya, saying, hey, my brother is missing. Yeah. But the guy's underground. These guys stay underground for like 7 months.
Wow. Oh, my word. And all, obviously, just like any one of us, trying to provide for a family, trying to gain a living, albeit illegally, which is not something...
Yes, but it also differs in a sense that with the small guys, obviously, when they resurface and stuff, they spend that money in parties and stuff. So it's not like a balanced industry. That's why it's wrong to do it.
Yeah, and all of this portrayed in this movie. Wow, it sounds like it's quite an intriguing story, and especially that there's a brotherhood element involved in it. So, push and pull factors from both sides like that. Yeah. Well, so thank you so much for joining us. It's been great having you here, and I hope that this movie reaches a whole new level of success. I mean, after Tsotsi, we were all like proudly South African, man.
But I think it's a very different story, and I'm very excited. For our own audience, not for me, for our own audience, for them to see the film.
Amazing stuff. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Presley Chweneyagae, you can, of course, catch him next week, Friday. That film premieres. It's called Zama Zama, a story of brotherhood, a story of South Africa, a must-see for all of us. We'll see you after the break.